Scene on BBC Radio London with Aurie Styla.
This is The Scene.
I've got my next guest in the building. Before my next guest, I'll say who she is. I had my other two guests here. Then they're still here. We're going to talk to them in just a little bit again. That is Slim and Swiss. But my next guest, who is also going to perform in just a little bit, is an amazing, talented singer. I'm going to call her, just for the record, we're calling her a Londoner. Right? We know why. We know why we're doing it. We'll explain that in just a bit. But she's an Italian Londoner, but she's a Londoner today. What's going on, Marianna Zappi?
Hi. How you doing tonight? Thank you for having me, Aurie Styla.
Thank you for coming down.
It's a dream come true.
A dream come true?
Yes.
Now don't say it. You're going to make me go burgundy now on my skin.
No, thank you. It's an amazing opportunity. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming down. So tell us, firstly, who is Marianna Zappi?
I am an Italian-born singer-songwriter. Moved to London about 12 years ago, nearly, to follow my dream, singing. Back in Italy, I've always done just that, singing. And so I packed my bags and I said, I want to write in English. I've always written in English. I'm just going to do it.
Okay. And you said you had to follow your dream. England,
Yes.
you had to go, England's the place. Italy must have a thriving music scene.
The problem with that is being writing in English would make it really inaccessible for Italians to fully understand the messages that I was trying to give across, and I'm still trying to give across to this day. Although a lot of them speak English now, which is great. But I also always thought that if you have a dream, why dream little? Because if you dream big, then you might get the little. Okay. But if you dream bigger, you might even get the big.
There, okay. Levels to that. We got some serious lyrics today. We had Swiss saying lyrics. Now you're saying some. I like this. She's definitely got the lyrics, hasn't she?
Yeah. I try.
And we've had some people we've spoken about in terms of some of the other guests and who they've performed for, but I don't think none of them will beat this. You've sung for the Pope.
Twice.
just off the tongue like
she's
that.
won it twice.
Yeah.
I sang for John Paul II in 2000 for the Jubilee in Rome, and I sang for Benedict in 2007 just before coming to London. And the first time there were about 12 million people, and the second time it was about 700,000.
I'm sorry, how many million people?
2 million.
Just.
Well, if you think about Rome and Catholicism and Jubilee,
it's one of the biggest events you're going to get out
it's one
there.
of the biggest events that you'll have. Okay. And so we had an opportunity to perform there, and it was great.
How do you get that phone call where someone goes, look, we need, we have an event and we need a good singer to come down. We've heard your stuff on YouTube and we've seen how good you are. Can we, you don't mind coming to sing? Well, who are we singing for? Benedict. He needs a. How does that come about? That's very big.
My music school in Italy, my vocal coach, she used to write as well, and she wrote a song for an actual compilation that was made to celebrate the Jubilee, and I was part of the writing process, and therefore by default, when she got the call, I got told. She didn't tell me about the 2 million people. I saw them there and then, and I picked, and I was like, I'm going home. But then she was like, come on, and she pushed me up. And
so that must have been was it nerve-wracking, or how did you get over 2 million people?
Do you know what? Actually, when you sing in a very small place, it's more nerve-wracking
because you see their faces.
And also when you sing on a stage as big as that, there is a lot of space between you and the crowd for security and for the press and all of those things. So in between you and the stage and the crowd, there's a massive gap. So in reality, it feels a little bit like you're singing for yourself if you don't look up. And then you look up and you can see a sea of people. And you can never see the end of it, which is... Yeah, it was one of the most amazing moments of my life.
It's that bit at the end when they start making noise, cheering and clapping, and just that rumble. I mean, when you do it in front of 3,000-4,000 people, it's amazing. 2 million, what does that feel like?
It's, actually, when we were about to sing, I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And if it goes wrong, I'm going to embarrass myself. But I said, the classic, everybody say, oh. There was a fraction of a second where I couldn't hear a thing. And I was like, oh no, please say something back to me. And then they started shouting all together. And in that moment, I felt like my purpose was, I was leaving my purpose in the true spirit of it, in terms of connecting with so many different people with this incredible vehicle that we have, which is music, you know.
Nice.
And it was the best moment of my life.
Okay. Wow.
How did your family? I've got to ask.
Yeah, go, no, you
being
can ask the
Italian,
question. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And is your family Catholic?
Oh yeah.
Right. So no, it sounds like a stupid
My
question.
mum almost
but
had
it's just in case.
my mum almost had a heart attack.
She would. But
Yeah.
you must like. You know what I'm saying to you is like.
It's ratings,
Mum,
isn't
I'm
it?
singing
Yeah.
for the Pope. It'd be like, you know, if you're a Rasta, I'm singing for Haile
Yeah,
Selassie.
right.
Right,
The intercessor of
right.
I think that's the black it up right there a bit. I know this Roman Catholic is thinking, Hailey, who? You understand? But that must have been no real talk. 2 million people, Roman Catholic family, and you're singing for the Pope.
Yeah, that was a big deal for very many years. And, you know, despite having done other things after that, my mum was just, she stopped at that.
Seriously? Yeah, you see, that
She
is
just
it.
got stuck to that. She's like, you sang for the Pope. I'm healed now.
I'm done.
I am
Yeah,
healed.
she's
Hallelujah.
She's definitely getting into heaven.
Bragging
In her
rights,
eyes,
you know.
innit, she could be at the gate, could have done the world of wrong and shit. But listen, I raised a daughter that sang for the Pope, Regin. You better let me in these pearly gates.
Yeah.
So-
That's impressive.
That's what I'm saying. So you come over to the UK. Am I right in saying you've been a contestant on X Factor as well?
I have been.
Ooh, tell me about that.
2016. It was a great experience. I got to know quite a lot of people that are still very good friends of mine
Nice.
right now. And it was a very complicated process in terms of the intensity of, you know, the pressure, the time, and being on camera 24/7. You can't sneeze without being filmed, you know. Literally, I'm not even gonna lie. But it was a great experience, and it gave me an opportunity to share who I am with a wider audience, you know, all over the world, because then, you know, they play it again in different countries at different times, and to this day, at least once a day or, you know, twice a week, I'll get a message from some part of the world saying, oh, I saw your audition, you inspired me, thank you so much, which to me, that was my winner, you know, my win.
Nice.
That's what I wanted.
Inspiring people with your voice.
Yeah.
is it's great to get the Pope and that, but when people call and say, yo, but you made me want to do something.
Yeah, you know, and the story attached to it is a real story. So, you know, it was it was an emotional journey for me to share the story so publicly, you know, and I had so many people reaching out in the same situation that saved themselves because of it. So, you know, they say that if you save a life, you save them all. And, you know, I am just a girl from a little village of 8,000 people on the sea, and I just love to sing.
Wow.
Look where it's
Amazing.
taken you,
And
man.
she got diplomatic community anywhere in the Italian community.
Of course.
You could go over America and just be slapping people in their face. Bam! In front of Frankie and Paulie. Bam! Hold that. You could. I don't even think you understand. You have sang for the Pope. Come on now.
Not even one, two. Count for two, man.
Yeah, different
Two
Popes.
Popes, you know.
Come on
If that
now.
one's phone is engaged, listen, yo, Jean-Paul, you know what? Get Benedict on the phone.
You've got now to take advantage of things out
Yeah.
there, man. Go to States, man. Go to Chicago. Understand? You'll be top cheese over there. I'm telling you.
I can't deal, you know. I can't deal.
I'll be going around slapping up everybody. You know I am. I'll be walking with Frankie and Paulie at all times. Understand? Yeah. Slapping them up. Bam! Bam! Yeah, God, come on, man.
I can't deal with you sometimes, Slim, you know.
No, I'm just impressed. That is
No, it's
impressive. There's a lot of
amazing thing.
people you meet, but for somebody to say that, and I'm not even like religious like that, but you know, everybody knows about the Pope. As I say, it is your family's religion as well.
My family's religion, I chose a different rod.
No, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
what's your?
I'm a Rasta.
Oh, you mean? Well,
Hey. Rastafari.
You know what? I knew it though.
Yes,
I knew it though. You know. Do you know when she walked, I knew. Do you know how I knew? Is I saw you and you walked in. Obviously your head's wrapped, right? And I thought maybe. Then I saw your brethren, and I said yes, definitely. The same congregation, the
Same congregation, you know. She's my groupie, you know.
Whatever it is, I saw the friend and I thought the two of them head wrap, and she's got the bangles as well.
But do you
I thought, yeah, man.
Do you know what the funny thing is?
Go ahead.
Right, when I was 14 years old, I did not know who Aurie Styla the first was.
Okay.
And in Italy, we drive motorbikes when we're 14, and we have, I had a helmet, and on my helmet, I had written "Rasta Girl."
Okay.
Because you are born who you are. It might take you a long time to actually embrace it and have the courage to call yourself part of something, that big. But you cannot deny self. Yeah. And no matter how much you try, you'll always find yourself being confronted by the truth. And, when I came here, but even before that, so it was just one thing after the other, one sign after the other. And, you understand and you overstand and you understand and you outstand.
Yeah.
Wicked.
I like, she knows.
I love that. I love that.
Lyrics, them. I like it.
Still hide it from Frankie and Paulie. America. Yeah, they don't want to hear about you turn Rasta.
Do you know what? I'm the I am the anti-Christ of Rasta.
Seriously.
Yeah?
I love that. I do.
I walk in the room and I'm like, okay. I got bodyguards for that,
Listen, we're going to get you to perform. We got one of your tracks here, yeah?
Yes.
So tell me, this track is called Untamable. Tell me about Untamable.
So Untamable is a long time coming. After the X Factor, I took a little time out to live because it could get really intense. And so, you go through things in life, and whilst you live, you trip over things and you trip over feelings sometimes. And sometimes we run too fast into something, into a relationship perhaps, and we could have walked instead. And Untamable is that story, and the story of how sometimes you have to make really hard choices for yourself because that is the right thing to do. Even if the heart is saying something different, but that you have to make that choice. And it makes you untamable, but you'll never forget.
Nice. Ready to drop the tone?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to introduce it. All right, do you need a bit of water or anything?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
I've got a whole bottle here just for you.
Amazing.
That's yours. There you go. All right, now she's got one now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Marianna Zappi. After she has a little swig of water, tell me when you're ready.
Let's go.
All right, this is Untamable by Marianna Zappi.
Skin and bone, all alone again. Still I don't understand where we go when we're born again. Maybe life will never end, and I'll never know what it feels to look straight in your eyes. It's over, and I can't take it back. Untamable, still I'll never forget twice the tone, love untold and then choices I won't make again. Where do we go when we're born again? Maybe life will never end, and I'll never know what it feels to be holding your hand.
Let's do it.
Hey! Wow. Powerful in your voice there, you know.
Thank you.
Power.
Thank you.
That's why two popes said, yo, we need her back here. The first one said, yo, you know, the first pope said, you see the one you had? Bring her for my inauguration. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm going to tell you something. I was here trying to make sure the mics didn't peak, and then your voice was like power. So I had to turn it down a bit more, and then your voice went, no. Power. I went as low as I could do, and your voice went, no. Power. Right up to the mic, you know. That's a powerful voice.
Well, to say power to the people.
Power to the people.
I'm one of the people too.
Wow, amen.
Right?
That power.
That little guitar solo as well.
Can I shout out my band? They're listening from home
sure.
right now. And, you know, Miguel Tavares, Josef Weselski, and Matthew Sill, we made it. Untamable what it is, you know. I wrote the song, but without them it wouldn't sound the way it sounds right now. So shout out to the band, because they're amazing guys, amazing musicians, and they're like family to me. So.
Nice. Big up the band them, yes.
Yes.
Have you got one band name?
No, basically they play they're session musicians.
Okay.
And then when I met them and we got to know each other, we became a unit.
Nice.
So, you know, and they play with a lot of other bands as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen.
I always tell them they cheat on me.
They cheat on because they're trying to pay bills. Okay.
I'm like, you cheated on me. I'm not.
You know who I am? I've two popes, Bridget. Two. Not just once, two.
And Frankie and Paul.
The only time you say Frankie and Paul, I keep thinking of Frankie Paul instead. She went from Frankie and Paul to Frankie Paul.
Frankie and Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Marianna Zappi with Untamable in the building. I've got her, I've also got Swiss, and I've got Slim. We're going to change up the tone a little bit. We're going to go from Untamable to a song that I'm pretty sure one of us is very, very familiar with. Have a listen.